Cause I keep avoiding it. What's good, Nee? What good, Nee? What good, Nee?
Top 10 tournament fights in anime.
You right.
By VinnyTube again. I'm gonna get off VinnyTube soon. Next 2 videos, no VinnyTube.
Cap. No, I'm playing.
Okay. No VinnyTube. Like the video. Like the video. Got a guest here. Drink your water. Yeah.
It's good for you, pinky up.
We got Josh, aka Lil Ryuzaki, aka Josh from Nick and Josh. Is my homie. Know him since about 7th grade.
Like 2011 type shit. You know the full.
You know.
Alright.
You know VinnyTube. Let's get into it. Subscribe to them.
Why you saying but it's whatever. Go ahead.
Because I love VinnyTube, bro. They good. They videos heat. Let's get into it.
Oh, my pod.
Pod out?
Alright, got my pod in. We good.
Alright, cool. Oh, wait. It fucked up the...
I had to get my pod in.
Alright, go back. Okay. Yeah, we back.
Good move.
Now they can hear the video.
The tournament arc's truly a wonder of battle shonen. I'd say that probably some of the best moments in battle shonen were born out of these arcs. You know, arcs that feature a lot of gripping combat and even more emotional backstories that get unraveled in the course of a battle. Tournament arcs also provide a good way for the writers to showcase various powers and capabilities of some out-of-focus characters. These are the arcs when dream matches happen. These are the arcs where you suddenly find out how badass that side character can really be. Enough of that though, I'm getting really excited to start counting down my top 10 favorite tournament arc battles in shonen anime. But before anything else, I've noticed that a lot of the people watching my videos aren't subscribed yet. Now, that's why I'd like to encourage you to hit that subscribe button to help the channel out and boost its standings on the YouTube algorithm so we can grow this community together. Now, let's get started. We start off with Yuno versus Rill.
Real. Oh, I remember that. The paint.
In contrast to the long, gritty wars that tournament fighters wage, this is a comparatively short fight. Shorter doesn't necessarily mean worse though, and while lacking the impact that those long, dramatic fights do, this battle does show a great exchange, made all the more enticing thanks to the anime team's work on the adaptation. It's a nifty exchange of counters between magical abilities. Yuno and Rill decide to push the tempo to the next level, unleashing their trump cards. While Yuno seems to have the upper hand in the exchange, Rill seems to just have the perfect counter for it. With their magical blast stalemating, the fight just ends. Yep, Rill destroys his own crystal to end the match. An interesting thing here is that Rill lost because of his own power here. It's a pretty nice fight, and while I wanted more of a conclusive finish, I think that the twist is quite cool and helps protect both combatants from future battles.
Yes.
Next, we go to one of the big up-and-coming...
Best part of that whole tournament was that gang shit. He was about to, his brother was about to catch a body. I forgot his name. But he was about to catch a body.
Oh, yeah.
Teleporting dude, yeah. His brother was about to catch a body, and they gang right in there. They was tripping. They was like, move and you die.
That was great. Yeah.
Straight up, gang.
I gotta rewatch that. That was heat.
That was heat.
This is spoilers. I'm watching this now, but I mean,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I've seen like so much.
It's like whatever at this point.
I didn't even see the show yet.
I'm only like 3 in. 5 in.
Jujutsu Kaisen has been getting a lot of traction due to the sheer impact of the rule of cool. I mean, come on, with so many flashy battles and Mappa's amazing art and animation team all over it, I wasn't surprised to see Jujutsu Kaisen be so well received. I'm also not surprised that we're getting a fight from the series as a representative when I decided to make a top tournaments fights list. Our rep this time is Panda versus Mechamaru. When I first read the scene in the manga, I had some really high expectations, but those were just blown away when I saw how amazing the fight looks in anime format. For first-time watchers, I felt that this could seem a little bit weird actually. I mean, only in Tekken would a panda fighting a mechanical woodman thing make sense. However, all those worries would be flushed away the moment you see how impactful the attacks on the tempo swings in the fight became in animated format, largely thanks to Mappa magic. For those not watching Jujutsu Kaisen, this could serve as a benchmark of what you can expect out of this series, and you are missing out by not watching it.
Damn.
Missing out. Everything I see from Jujutsu Kaisen is just lit, bro. Look, heat.
Yeah, it's definitely heat. Boxing, I did not watch that boxing one. Well, it's
Next
not even
is
boxing, it's just
Yujiro
that dude.
versus Gakugayo from Baki.
Cartoon dude.
For as long as I knew him, I've always seen Yujiro to be the ultimate last boss in Baki.
Damn.
That much is obvious, but unlike a lot of other supposed endgame villains in anime, Yujiro just seems too overpowered all the way through. I can't see any chink in his armor, and he's just an unstoppable force who simply stomps and bulldozes his way through fighting tournaments. Until, though, he ran into Gakugayo. Make no mistake, I never thought that Yujiro would lose this fight, but Gakugayo had a lot of people in the first half by backing the former into a corner. A first half that consists of just a few seconds, but he did make Yujiro second think his relentless assault for a moment. Flashy techniques and all, Yujiro versus Gakugayo is basically a glorified stomp. That doesn't make it any less entertaining. In fact, I'd say that this sudden twist of Gakugayo seemingly having a chance, if even just for a split second, makes the fight worth the watch.
Swole ass body.
Oh! Yeah, that's GG.
Yep. Once his eyes came out.
Up next, we have an entry from Pokemon. That's right. Did you know that once upon a time, Pokemon transcended its identity as the morning kid show that everyone knows and turned full shonen? There's a reason why the Carlos Saga had been touted as one of the best in the show's storied run, a far cry from the highly criticized Unova arc. People also remember it for being the closest Ash has been to a championship before finally winning it a couple of years back. Along the way, we got treated to a lot of crazy fights, mostly involving Grey Ninja's anime exclusive form, and the most memorable of them for me was the fight against Mega Sceptile. I haven't been this excited for a Pokemon fight in a while, and the battle between the two Pokemon lived up to the billing. Even with a type disadvantage, you have Ash and Grey Ninja pulling through in a climactic battle with quality that people typically don't know the Pokemon anime for.
It came with every copy of
if there's a
XY.
fight to convince anyone to check out some Pokemon anime episodes for, this would definitely be one of them.
There's no point not to.
I guess.
Like,
Being a boxing anime
everybody
and
got
all,
Ash
it's
Ninja.
no surprise that Hajime no Ippo finds its way to the list. It's representative this time, Ippo versus Sendo.
That throwback.
Yeah.
Great rivalry starts somewhere, and for those who love the rivalry between Ippo and Sendo, you can see the root start somewhere in the Rookie King tournament. There's a lot of anticipation entering the fight, as we just saw Ippo deal with some clouds in his mind entering the fight. Perhaps the psychological disadvantage would prove to be his undoing. Not that it seemed to affect the outcome of the fight when all said and done, though. And after the two go at each other in a grueling war, Ippo manages to land decisive blow after another, resulting in the match ending with a shocking twist. It gave us one of the most iconic visuals in early Hajime no Ippo, with the unconscious Sendo down but not completely out of it. He looked extremely strong in defeat, and I think the fight just further proves how much of a badass he is. I probably don't need to tell you this anymore, but this fight would soon lead to a second round down the line. Their duel in the Lollapalooza arc ended up being one of my favorite fights in the series. Before we move on to the next entry on the list, I'd like to take this time to thank today's sponsors, ExpressVPN. When trying to watch anime legally...
So, I'm gonna let them get they money. But, I'm gonna need yo HBO login, bro.
I don't know it, bro.
Damn.
I can't help you with that. That's GG.
Bring your girl back. I need her to sign in right here on this TV.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Baki's on Netflix? Bet. Wait, what?
I'm about to say, who are these cakes?
I just saw some cakes, bro.
Cakes?
Wait.
That's why I couldn't say that. I was like, wait, what? Excuse me? Alright, bet.
Yep.
That's right, for free.
He's still
All you have to
talking.
do is visit
Hey,
the
bro,
link
get out.
expressvpn.com/VinnyTube or click the link in the
Let him get his
description box
money.
below. Now, back to the show.
There you go.
That's me, I guess sponsorship. I'm taking that.
You're right.
So,
The whole damn video gonna
Goku
be a
vs.
sponsorship.
Jiren pretty much epitomizes
That
what
One Piece
Dragon
Griffey
Ball's
stuff.
been known for. Explosions, insane powers after another, impeccable guts, and the will to win.
If I was
Many
you,
consider
alright.
the Honorable Jiren to be one of the strongest mortals in the Dragon Ball Super universe.
Indeed.
So what happens
Check him
when he goes all out against the protagonist who knows no quit? Some Dragon Ball goodness, that's what. Even with
not doing
Goku's multiple power-ups, he still
Subscribe,
finds himself
like,
on the
check
ropes
out
and on the
this
brink of
video.
defeat.
Not
But as we know from Goku, defeat only serves as further motivation to go beyond his limits. It's an overwhelming display of power that Dragon Ball popularized, and it's great the newer generations of fans can enjoy the insanity thanks to Dragon Ball Super.
I don't know, with anime, sometimes you can get too fucking strong. It don't make sense. This nigga Goku really
I
out
said
here
Goku
with
pretty
gods.
wild.
Like, you're so fucking strong.
He's pretty wild.
In fourth place is a plucky hero
I mean, I know he
versus
still
an
didn't,
overwhelming
you know,
force fight.
Nigga
Gon
merged power
versus
became a Super Saiyan
Hisoka.
God. Like, wait, whoa, y'all can just do this?
And he's still not the strongest in his universe. Like, these niggas are just so fucking strong in Dragon Ball.
Absolutely. My nigga gone.
Heaven's Arena in Hunter x Hunter has had its fair share of noteworthy moments, and I'm
Big.
positive
I didn't
that
even
you
know that was a
fans
real
remember that
tournament.
it also brought us one of the best tournament
Absolutely.
fights
They
in the
just
entire
entered that shit.
series.
It was
Gon
like-
versus
Yeah.
It don't matter if they
Hisoka. By
win or
far
not.
one of the
Like, okay.
best fights in the series as a whole. I mean, we can
That was
argue
not
that there
how
are
y'all
battles with more intensity and
Like, we just
emotional
in here
impact, but
fighting?
who doesn't like an underdog fight? Especially one pitting our idealistic
because?
spark
Like,
plug
yeah.
against one of the most sadistic
enjoying it,
villains
though, definitely.
anime's ever seen. Gon versus Hisoka was a fight where I just couldn't help but root for Gon, despite the
Bitches
huge
of left.
disadvantage he's going up against. I can't
There's
imagine a
elite
scenario
tournaments
wherein Gon pulls out a
they
win, but I
haven't
can't
mentioned.
certainly see a tie or an honorable loss, and that's really what happened. The fight shows off the
can't think that
combatants'
far.
creative
'Cause they got-
arsenals and provides a
they
good
got One
character
Piece,
development checkpoint
My
for our
Hero.
hero. If you're a person looking to get into Hunter x Hunter,
said
but want to
Naruto
just
yet.
skim through the sagas and all, make sure you don't skip this specific fight for Heaven's Arena arc.
Another one I'm missing.
Seriously.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's the one I was in my head. I was like, there's one more. Good old you.
But then again, that might be what's left. I don't know.
It could be. Oh, yeah, I don't know what number I'm doing down.
Oh, that's right. Here's my hero.
Alright, my hero.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I watched this.
There's 4. One's missing.
If you
Oh,
ask
no.
me who Deku's biggest rival in the series
It's
is,
gonna
I'll
be the
answer
One Piece one. It's the
Bakugo
weakest
without
of them all.
hesitation.
I'm not gonna
Nonetheless,
lie.
Todoroki also makes one good secondary rival, a calm and melancholic foil to the boisterous
That's what's up.
Bakugo. I could talk about the fight, but I want to highlight the character development in this fight more. This fight is the highlight for Todoroki's character arc early on, and despite the fight being awesome and all with its twists and turns, I still find it secondary. Even in defeat, Deku has managed to grab the
can go
greatest
watch it,
victory
so-
of them all,
Absolutely
saving
not.
Todoroki and allowing him to start accepting the potential that he shunned for so long. This is a fight that just keeps getting better and better the more you watch it.
This
Perhaps
fight
the
was
anime
great. I
team
just wish I
blowing a
could, you know,
season's worth of
watch
budget
it
on a fight has
consistently.
something to do with it, adding to the context and
Bump
the
this
character
show.
stakes in this fight. Talk about an about face in the narrative too. My first time watching, I expected Deku to win and move on to settle things with Bakugo, but looks like we got denied that match. Nonetheless, when it's all said and done, I did like the direction the story went to.
Yeah.
Let's travel back in time
there
again
it
for a
is.
There it
second
is.
place
Okay.
fight.
And
Yusuke
one number one gotta be
versus
Naruto.
Toguro.
It has,
It's got to be.
there's no other chance. Yeah.
How can we have a top tournament fight list without talking about probably the most remembered tournament arc in anime history? The Dark Tournament arc from Yu Yu Hakusho. I even dare say that it's the magic of the
I
Dark
missed this
Tournament
show. I
arc
kinda
that
wanna
paved the way
rewatch
for
it,
the
but I'm
newer
not.
generations
It's
of
like
anime and their
good
own
as
spins on
watch.
tournament arcs. Of
Yeah.
course, the trademark fight of the arc is the emotional slugfest between Yusuke and Toguro. In terms of the art, I don't think that this fight holds up that much to the best of modern anime, but the emotion is still there. It's still an exciting fight through and through,
That's it,
and
right,
as
the
Yusuke tries to
emotion.
dig
Y'all
deep
heard
into
him.
his bag of tricks, he keeps getting rammed into a brick wall of power that is
binge
Toguro and his
watching this so long,
ever-increasing
I fell asleep during the
percentages. I know
first
it's
time
not
I had to
marketed
rewatch
as an
it.
underdog
I
fight as
was-
much as some of its
I was
kin,
in that
but
tournament.
this fight,
It'd be
I
like-
can say,
I was in that
is
tournament.
despair
Guts, bro.
personified for any
I've been
shonen
falling asleep
hero. In
sometimes,
terms
too.
of
Gotta go
suspense,
back.
this
Like, oh,
fight
shit.
has to be up there. You know that Yusuke has to win somehow, but with each
12-hour
passing
anime
moment, I just grew more and more unsure of how our hero would pull it off.
12
Seriously,
It was
how are you going to
I
put a
was in
stop to
that-
the
in that
personification
show.
of the
Guts, bro.
this is
I'm
not
not
even
watching
my
nothing for
final
12
form
hours.
me?
I had nothing else to do.
I don't care what it is.
I couldn't go nowhere. I had to just stay inside. Need an anime cuts. I have to say it one more time, just so you understand how I feel.
There it is. There's no. Man. Beat.
At the very top of the list is one of the best underdog fights in all of anime, Rock Lee versus Gaara. There are lots of memorable moments in Naruto's Chunin exam arc. Among the numerous highlights that you can dig from this treasure of an arc is probably one of the best fights in the series that's really aged beautifully. Rock Lee versus Gaara. In one corner, you have the stoic killer and arc boss material Gaara. One look, and you immediately get the impression that this is the kind of character who'd be
And
left
he
for
ain't wanna watch
Naruto
it.
to defeat at the end of the
I
arc.
had-
In
I
the
sat
other
this nigga down
corner
and Wendy's,
is
put
comedy
this episode
mainstay
on,
Rock
was
Lee,
like-
who's no slouch,
sat me
but
down
has
at
yet to prove
Wendy's.
himself
Yep.
to be a big threat.
Oh, it's 'cause of
It should
Rock
be a
Lee.
stop to push
Yeah.
Gaara and
I
have him
told you,
move
you know
on,
I did.
right?
I had beef with that nigga.
No.
Yeah.
Rock
And
Lee
then I was
more
like,
than
you
puts up a
gotta-
fight,
you
pushing
gotta-
Gara to
you
the
gotta
defensive and
Me and him had
overwhelming
beef
him.
at the
It's not even the
time. I don't know why you
standard
even
jobber
tried it.
5 seconds of
it
offense
worked.
before
You
getting
saw that, he
destroyed.
was like-
Rock Lee simply spends a lot of the fight
had-
outright pummeling and destroying Gara. Of course, given character hierarchy, that effort doesn't stick, and Gara stands tall at the end,
watched
and you
this
can't
movie
deny
as a
that the
kid,
story
but
did a
I was
great job of making it
losing
seem
it.
that Lee had a
On
legitimate
Tsunami.
chance. The mystique
Every
of Gara
night.
being that
I stayed
scary,
skipping that.
unbeatable force was gone, and the deed was done by Rock Lee of all people
I know what
in
that
a
was.
super
I ain't know
badass showing that makes
what
this
the
my
fuck,
number one
Skip.
pick for best
Sharingan
tournament
so
fight in
bad.
anime.
I was undercover leaves, so I was over here doing hand signs and shit as like a kid. I was like,
Absolutely.
this is the only one I can really do though the whole time. I was just doing this over and over again.
That more
I
or
was
less
doing this
wraps
and
up this
this.
list, and I want to ask you this question. Do you
Yeah.
think Rock Lee
Back
versus
and
Gara
forth.
deserves the top spot? I'd love to hear
Garbage.
your thoughts on this, so head off to the comment section if
making
you
no
want to share
shadow
your
bomb.
opinions. Special thanks to Zodiac15 and
Hell
all other
no.
Patreons for making this video possible. Don't forget to check out our sponsors of this.
No, you already told us about it.
You know, let him get his bag.
No.
But I'm high key heated. My I see this sweat on my forehead. That's how upset I am. That's how upset I am. I got sweat on my forehead. Yeah, that's sweat. It's natural sweat. Don't look like that. It's natural sweat. That they didn't have Lucy versus, what was his name? Don Ginjao? Bro, that fight had me on the floor. I was hooked. Nick was hooked. He was sitting right there. He was like looking like, wow, like crazy shit. Yeah. Like the video. Like our video. Go sub. Just do it all. We out.
Yeah.